It was supposed to be harmless, one of those stupid jokes married couples make when boundaries get blurry and humor gets careless. We were having dinner at home, Chinese takeout on the coffee table, some action movie playing that neither of us was really watching. Mark had just come back from the gym with his best friend Ryan. "He's obsessed," Mark said, laughing. "Spent 20 minutes in the locker room talking about his protein intake." I was scrolling through my phone, half listening. When I said it, the words just came out, thoughtless and stupid. Well, Ryan does have bigger confidence, probably needs all that protein. I laughed at my own dumb joke. Mark didn't. He set down his beer slowly, that careful way people do when they're controlling their reaction. "What did you say?" "It was a joke, you know, like how guys always." "How do you know?" 3 words, quiet, measured, dangerous. The room went still. The movie played on, explosions and dialogue I suddenly couldn't hear over my heart hammering. "What? How do you know Ryan has bigger?" "Anything, you compared us. That requires knowledge of both parties." My mouth went dry. "I was just making a stupid joke." "You said bigger dignity, not bigger confidence. You changed the word just now, so I'll ask again, how do you know?" I could see the calculation in his eyes. Mark was a litigation attorney. He made a living reading people, catching inconsistencies, knowing when someone was lying. And I was suddenly very aware that I was lying. "Mark, come on." It was a dumb comment. "Ashley," he stood up, walked to the window. "We've been married for 7 years. I know when you're deflecting. Answer the question." The honest answer was simple and devastating. I knew because 18 months ago, at Ryan and Melissa's housewarming party, I'd had too much wine and ended up in their guest bathroom with Ryan while Mark was outside grilling. It had been fast, stupid, alcohol-fueled. We'd both agreed it was a mistake, never mentioned it again, pretended it never happened. Until I made one thoughtless joke and destroyed the illusion. "It was a long time ago," I said quietly. Mark turned from the window, and I saw something break in his face. Not anger yet. This was worse. This was the moment he understood his life wasn't what he thought it was. "How long ago? Does it matter?" "Everything matters now. 1.5 years. The housewarming party." He nodded slowly, like checking items off a mental list. "The party where you said you weren't feeling well, where you went inside to lie down while I stayed outside." "Yes." "And Ryan came in to check on you." "Yes." "For 45 minutes. I didn't answer, didn't need to." Mark sat back down on the couch, but on the other end, as far away as he could get without leaving the room. 18 months, he said. 1.5 years of having dinner with them every month, of me golfing with Ryan every weekend, all of it a lie. It wasn't a lie, it was one mistake. No, a lie isn't just words, it's performance. You've been performing for 18 months, smiling at me while knowing, laughing with Melissa while knowing. The words hung in the air between us like smoke you couldn't wave away. Mark didn't yell, didn't throw things, didn't storm out. Instead, he went quiet, started asking questions in that precise attorney voice he used when deposing witnesses. "Was it just once?" "Yes." "Was it planned?" "No, we were both drunk." "That's not an answer. Did you plan it?" "No, it just happened." "Things don't just happen, Ashley. Decisions happen, actions happen. You made choices." He paced to the bookshelf, stood with his back to me. "Does Melissa know?" "No." "Are you sure?" "Yes, Ryan and I agreed to never tell anyone." "You and Ryan agreed." He turned around. "How many other conversations have you had about this?" "Just that one, that night." "Never?" I hesitated. That hesitation told him everything. "When?" "A few times, brief texts, just to make sure we were on the same page." "Show me." "Mark, show me the texts, or I'm calling Ryan right now." I pulled out my phone with shaking hands, opened the old message thread I'd archived. Mark took the phone, scrolled through. "Ryan, 3 months after, still good?" "Me, yes. You?" "Ryan, yeah, weird at dinner last night." "Me, I know, but we're fine." More messages scattered over months, check-ins disguised as casual conversation. "You've been in constant contact," Mark said quietly. "Not constant. This is coordination, Ashley, 2 people actively maintaining a lie. That's different from making a mistake and moving on." He handed back my phone. "I need to know everything." So I told him, The party, the wine, the bathroom, how it started with talking, escalated, ended with both of us horrified. I told him about the immediate regret, the agreement to never speak of it, the months of guilt that faded as life continued. Mark listened without interrupting. When I finished, he was quiet for a long time. I keep thinking about all the times, he said finally, all the dinners where I talked about how grateful I was to have friends like you too, and the whole time, you were sitting there knowing. It wasn't like that. What was it like, then? But I couldn't explain. Any explanation sounded like an excuse. I'm sorry, I said. Sorry you did it, or sorry you got caught. Both, I admitted. He almost smiled. Yeah, that was pretty stupid. Mark slept in the guest room. In the morning, he'd already left when I woke up. He texted at noon. I told Ryan I know. He's been calling you. Don't answer. Let him panic. My phone had 17 missed calls from Ryan. 3 voicemails, each more desperate. Ashley, Mark called me. What did you tell him? This is bad. We need to talk before this gets worse. Please, Melissa can't find out. I didn't call. Let him panic. That evening, Mark came home with a folder. I had a conversation with Melissa today, he said. My stomach dropped. You told her? I asked her a hypothetical, about whether she'd want to know if Ryan had cheated. She was very clear that she would. Mark, please. I haven't told her yet, but I'm going to. She deserves to know what her husband did, what her friend did. You'll destroy their marriage. No, Ashley, you and Ryan did that 18 months ago. I'm just delivering the news. He sat across from me. Here's what's happening. I'm telling Melissa everything tomorrow. You can be there, or you can be a coward. Your choice. Why are you doing this? Because I'm not carrying this secret alone. You two decided to blow up our lives. Now everyone deals with the consequences. It was the year and a half of looking him in the eye while knowing. The dinners where we all pre. That night, I called Ryan. Mark was in the guest room. He knew I'd call. What the hell did you tell him? Ryan hissed. The truth. I made a stupid joke and he figured it out. You made a joke? Are you insane? It slipped out. Well, now we're both screwed. Melissa's going to leave me. My kids will grow up in a broken home because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. Don't put this all on me. We both made the choice. Yeah, and we both agreed to keep it quiet. You broke the agreement. There shouldn't have been an agreement. Silence. Then, what does Mark want? Money? He wants Melissa to know the truth. No, you need to convince him. I can't convince him of anything. Ryan hung up. 30 seconds later, this is your fault. You fix it. I showed the text to Mark. He read it, nodded. He's going to blame you for everything. Probably tell Melissa you seduced him. Mark told Melissa the next evening at a coffee shop. I sat there while he explained what her husband and her friend had done. I watched her face cycle through emotions, confusion, disbelief, anger, devastation. She looked at me like I was a stranger. At my housewarming party, she said, while I was downstairs showing people our new kitchen. I'm so sorry, I said. Don't. She held up a hand. Don't apologize after lying to my face for a year and a half. She stood up. Ryan's going to deny this. He can't, Mark said. Ashley has texts between them coordinating their story. Melissa looked at me with something close to hatred. You texted with my husband about hiding your affair from me? I nodded. She left without another word. 2 days later, Melissa had confronted Ryan. He denied everything, then minimized it, then finally admitted it when she threatened to call Mark. Their marriage didn't survive, neither did ours. Mark filed for divorce 3 weeks after my stupid joke destroyed everything. He was civil but distant, no fighting over assets, he just wanted out. Ryan and Melissa's divorce was messy, kids involved, custody disputes, unprocessed anger. Our friend group imploded, people took sides or avoided both couples, the easy dinners and weekends evaporated. 6 months later, Mark had moved downtown, and I was alone in our old house, barely affording the mortgage. I ran into Ryan once at a grocery store. He glared and walked away. I heard he blamed me for everything, told people I'd pursued him for months, that he'd resisted until I wouldn't take no. The lies people tell themselves. Mark moved on fast, started dating someone from his firm. I saw them at a restaurant once. He looked happy in a way I hadn't seen in years. Maybe the marriage was already dying and my joke just gave him permission to acknowledge it. A year later, I moved to a different city, fresh start, new job, no one who knew my story. Sometimes I think about that night, how 3 words, "How do you know?" unraveled everything, how one stupid joke exposed 18 months of lies and destroyed 2 marriages. People say the truth will set you free. They don't mention that first it will destroy everything you've built on lies. Mark was right, it wasn't the affair that ended us, it was the year and a half of looking him in the eye while knowing, the dinners where we all pretended to be friends while hiding the truth. The affair was a mistake, the lie was a choice. And that joke, that was karma giving me exactly what I deserved. A simple question with an answer that cost me everything.